little bit of extra time to study it.
Ah, you're right.
And really perfect that.
And actually get good, I think it's a good idea. Maybe we'll come out here in this one. But picks and bans have begun, and I will now be a better shoutcaster because Kobe's reminded me what good looks like. I just looked to my right, I'm like, that's what good looks like.
You're
there
too
is
kind.
Misfortune off the table, and a banning those away. No Zoe allowed for Bjergsen. What a surprise, no Ornn either, as that remains a omnipresent red side ban.
By the way, for everyone at home, if Freak ever compliments you, assume he's being sarcastic, because he probably is. Ornn and Zoe, though, as you said, we expect to see those banned quite often. For me, I always have Ezreal up there as well, but you know, Misfortune has been a first pick here in this tournament, and everybody's adding her to the list as well. Now Kha'Zix's even showing his face here. It looks like Mike Young maybe he wants to play the tankier champions. You know, we have seen, as much as everyone's like, oh yeah, you know, full damage is so viable here, we've seen full tank Jarvans. They've been building full tank. We've seen Sejuani's, we've seen the Gragas's, so you know, definitely still tanky jungler is extremely useful, especially if you've got somebody in the top lane like Haunter who likes to play very aggressive champions. And Jace, it looks like it is actually locked here already. First pick NA Jace.
Oh gosh, first pick NA Jace. Good luck North America. And it's going to be Shen matchup against it. And I'm actually curious if Levi goes back to the Italy he played in the previous game, or if Mike Young has clearance to pick that himself, because that was one of the champions he made a name for himself on. Does he get to play Glacial Augment, Frostfang, Nidalee in the jungle or something? Wait to be seen. Of course, we already saw the Cosmic Respect ban against Levi, and he's going to get Lee Sin for himself. So, aggro warrior jungler staying alive. I love it.
Gauntlet has been thrown. Levi said in his video that he wanted to play against Mike Young. They heard this guy was getting famous, and he heard he has an aggressive play style. He's like, okay, show me what you got, buddy. I'm taking the skill matchup. Lee Sin locked in here. I think Lee Sin definitely does benefit from the improved Electrocute over Thunderlord.
I agree.
You get that burst damage, and he really has been thriving in the aggressive matchups. However, Mike, as we said, still could go for that defensive tanky jungler.
Here comes Sejuani or maybe Jarvan. He's going to build Silverhulk. He's going to build a Knight's Vow, give Bjergsen his oath, and we're all going to be sad that he backed down from a fight against Levi, but wait to be seen. 10 seconds to go. Azir and Bjergsen definitely going to be good, and they're actually going to quickly prize Jhin in for Sneaky. I believe he was actually the first player to play Pro Jhin across the world. He was certainly one of the very first, but I think he was actually the literal first to do so way back when, and certainly has been a big comfort pick for this guy.
So Azir right now, I want to talk about this for a while because he is back in the meta in a very big way. A lot of the pros that used to main him have been very quick to jump back on the bandwagon. You know, the big buffs coming through. Now, the big thing he always was worrying about was poke. They banned out the Xerath. Looks like I was gonna set up more poke champions. They're like, oh yeah, there's other viable Lux and all that type of stuff. But there you go, immediate Malzahar locked in for him. It's not quite the exciting answer, but he does have the options there for the lockdown.
I like the immediate reaction there for SEA. They grab away the Tom Kench ban, one of the most obvious counter picks to Malzahar. If you ult them, chomp him, run him away, he's going to get very little damage on him anymore.
And that's why I've really been a fan of, on red side, last picking before the second ban phase does come in. Last picking your mid laner. Because a lot of the times there are multiple counters right now in the mid lane floating around for most of the champions. So they're able to ban some of those out. And counters don't always have to be lane counters, people. It's not always about 1v1, I win my lane, win game. Come from other places.
Team comp counters certainly, I would say, more important in pro play than in solo queue. There's a bit more team interplay that Tom catches in mid lane a bit more in games like this, but Tarek also off the table, really trying to remove tank supports away from aftermove. Blitzcrank, we've seen a few plays, certainly available. Leona also up, but it depends what the bot lane is going to be for the rest of the squad.
And also, if you're facing someone who has a Shen lock-in, I feel like for me, Leona drops off a little bit because you always have to worry about that, Shen coming in. That being said, they do have Haunter with Jace on the top side, so it might even signal that they would want to throw jungle pressure up there, and the bottom lane would want to be like super safe or something.
Yeah, definitely a possibility here, and let's see what comes out of this one as they wait to lock in their first few champions, or the last few champions, I should say. 8 seconds to go for Southeast Asia to show something from their bot lane. Neither of these teams have actually picked anything down there, so all four remain to be seen. Sion in the support role, or is Sion top of Shen support?
Yeah, could be Shen support, technically. I like the Sion support more than I like Shen, though.
Really?
Yeah, I do, because I like the charge up from the push of the Q, and also it's really easy for Sion to hit the slow minion.
Yeah.
And he can take Comet as a support too.
Yeah.
Shen, not so much with the Comet. I really do like double Comets in the bottom lane as well. So
Yeah,
I like him a bit more from the support role. Shen feels like he's just a punching bag.
I'll give the argument for Shen in that if you're
like
not
all
against
in?
like Alistair, yeah, his all-in's really good.
Yeah.
You get the taunt, you get Aftershock, you land the 3 Q hits, it's pretty good. But yeah, I think you're right. End of the day, it's probably Sion bot lane, Shen top. We'll see what comes through in this one. Is Alistair. Boo! He's got the thing, and
Right,
for some reason I didn't read champ select at all. Of course, Jin was locked in already, so they needed a jungler for Mike Young, and he grabs the Land Shark here. The Rek'Sai coming through, and we'll see if it's Warrior or Cinderhulk. I am still hoping it's Warrior.
All right, things I'm looking for here with Mike Young. Interrupting Lee Sin dashes. We talked about Gauntlet being thrown by Levi, and Mike Young takes a second to pause. Think about it. He's like, yes, I will accept. I'm assuming that, by the way, that this is a Warrior Cleaver Rek'Sai. That is my favorite way to build her. I think that is the optimal way right now to build a champion. You rely on your ultimate timing to dodge incoming damage, to dodge incoming crowd control, and you play Rek'Sai very much as an offensive champion nowadays. People, if they're tuning in, maybe missed a couple of months of pro play. It used to be the Cinderhulk. It used to be frontline tank, and you just use it for those knockup, but she is very much about getting kills right now. And Warrior into Cleaver definitely allows her to do that. So we'll take a look at those timings.
Yep, and as we tick down the last few seconds, Sion currently is the top laner, and Shen is the jungler, and as 20 seconds crosses by, it means the lineups are locked, and it will be Comet Sion top, and most likely Aftershock for the Shen in the bot lane.
And currently Ignite for that Shen. So the all-ins that we mentioned, those are very real possibility here for Kra. He said he's looking to play, looking forward to playing versus Aphromoo. Let's see if he can do it versus Aphromoo on his signature champion.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun one here as Jace faces Sion for the top lane supremacy. Mike Young on the Rek'Sai versus Lee Sin, and Azir blind pick through Bjergsen facing off against Patrick's Malzahar. It's going to be a fun one here. North America sitting at 1-1, hoping to improve to that second win, which nearly guarantees them a spot in the top 4, but that's not a guarantee just yet. Brazil could theoretically catch them, but waiting as the timers tick down and the computers load into the game, it's going to be a big deal.
Carl also said he's a huge Reddit fan, and he wants to see a Reddit thread after this game. So.
There will be one no matter what. It'll get free upvotes unless he wins.
Okay, we'll see if he's there.
Kra appreciation thread, your free karma, and then you just say, I really like his interview. You can link that timestamp in the VOD.
His English is great.
His English has really improved. We see him on the analyst desk. WTF2 Shens, lie about it a little bit. Who knows? But we are into the game. Here we go. A very fun, aggressive, all-in potential bot lane with Trish Shen for Southeast Asia. Mike Young on, press the attack on Rek'Sai. That's leading me to believe physical damage coming out.
Yes, sir. I mean, we'll have to take a look here as well about the opening starts if we have any deeper wards starting out, because as we said before, the planning going into the early jungle routes based on your matchups really does have a huge effect. And we have one of those matchups that kind of does affect how you think about your early jungle route here, and that would most notably be the Jason to Sion matchup on the top side, where they want to get Haunter to the point where he's freely abusing the range matchup. You want to get your auto attacks off, but you also want your brush control, and that means you're going to need a little bit of extra vision there. So we'll see if they can actually secure top side. It looks like we're already seeing that in motion here. North America does invade on the red quadrant of Southeast Asia.
Ooh, bit of damage on towards Patrick. He's going to have to flash away, and a summoner down, but thankfully a shorter cooldown summoner.
Yeah, spell book there from Malzahar. 25% reduction from that, 5 more from Cosmic Insight. Means it's not going to hurt too badly. Meanwhile, though, it is going to be the red, enemy red start here for Mike Young and Haunter. They already want to establish that control on top side. As you said, Jason to Sion is a very map-warping matchup from top lane.
Oh, a lot of damage there. Jisoo doing pretty well for himself. Haunter runs away. A couple things to point out. Aphro is running Hex Flash, by the way. He's also running Futures Market, so we can actually buy his Sightstone or whatever else pretty early on. That'll be pretty fun.
Let's talk about this room then, because I actually really like. Well, let's wait for the bomb to explode.
Like this.
I actually really like the uses of Hex Flash. Immediately when people saw it, they're like, "Ah, this is useless. You have to channel it. You know, people are going to see that stuff coming." But if you have brush control, as Aphromoo so often likes to talk about, then you get to channel it and you get that surprise factor. If they don't see the start of the channel, it can have huge ramifications. Levi, though, taking away the Krugs, gets found out here by Aphro, who's going to be able to claim some of their own.
20 gold for him. Levi still just farming in his face, and Afro's like, yeah, I can't really fight him though, because Cross coming over, so. Nice deep ward to make sure everything's safe, and now Afro almost not even allowed to lane anymore. Looks like he's gonna get himself a not quite go for the taunt.
Touched you, you're it.
Yes, he is, but don't worry, headbutt pulverized.
That's how you play Melee sports, Freak.
That's true, you just say, you play tag.
Hanser here does not want to play tag because he is losing. What the hell? I mean, so if we go back to the very beginning, rewind the top lane matchup here a little bit, Sign is one of the ones you have to respect walking into that brush blind, and there was a huge chunk of damage as we saw. Meanwhile, speaking of big damage,
yep, big boy taunting across the track on both these sides again. Damage towards Sneaky, but headbutt pushes them right back out. Dante's not any longer in range. Levi's here. He's gonna wear his welcome thin. The Q gonna land. There's the kill and a turret. First blood grabbed up for Tristana of all things. Dante's 400 gold region.
First blood for Southeast Asia. They're on the board again after
the flash headbutt into Mike Young. A trade kill in is now. That is a kill onto Levi, and buffs refreshed for Mike Young.
All right, let's see what he's able to do with this now, because there's so much vision from Southeast Asia on the bottom side. They should be able to track him for the next at least 30 seconds here. Hanser, though, since enemy jungler is dead, should know they're up on top side for Jace, and he has freedom to really take control of the lane. Let's take another look at the initiation here. Kra does start it out, has to flash defensively as they're looking for the combo on him. Levi, I believe, just seen at the last second there. Sneaky does flash, but since the immediate answer from Levi is to close the distance with his own flash, it almost guarantees that he's going to be able to land that Q.
Yeah.
He does so, gets the kill. Aframu not letting him out without an answer from Mike.
A lot of flashes were burned there. Of course, Sneaky out of summoners entirely, and Afro, Mike both flashed to set that situation up. Of course, worth it to get the kill. Now Afro gets to play around with his Hex Flash. See what he can get with that.
And we also talked about the all-in potential from Shen lane here. Shen and Tristana, very scary. You do have to worry about tracking Levi at this moment. If Levi is ever around bottom side, Shen Tristana can immediately engage on you, and that is a scary situation. So here he comes right back down. He just popped the plant, though, so that's one of those things. Scrying plant, when you do pop it, you do reveal your initial location, and that is a little bit of the drawback. Now they know he is around there.
Yeah, so after we went back to base and bought boots and Ruby Crystal, he could have gone into debt and bought a Sight Stone instead, chose not to go into debt yet. But instead just has a bit more move speed, and a bit more durability. As Sneaky's going to ward, make sure his red buff stays safe when it respawns, but suddenly a taunt is here, and Afro going to run out of health a little bit. Aftershock gets him a bit of time as he keeps running away, and he should survive that explosive charge.
Yeah, you got to respect that, as we said. Levi, he popped the plant, they knew he was around bottom side, and the all-in potential from Tristana Shen, you really have to respect that. Aframu does take a lot of damage for that face check, and I see no reason for Levi to leave the bottom lane. He's got a control ward down there, and he's still camping. Mike Young, top side though, what's the answer?
There you go, Jisoo taking quite a bit of damage on a half HP. Mike Young does not have flash, but Han's looking for the knockback, push them towards the wall, and now Jisoo has to kite the other way around. But look at the damage output. NAJ's doing work right now against Sion here. A few more attacks to come in. Azir was pushed in. A nice flash getting away from the to the skies, but one more auto would do him in. The shield of the Hanser does not have any mana left. The stun gonna come in as well.
Let's
go! Seconds. One more snipe comes in, and just barely Mike Young does something to get the kill to come through. But look at that first turret for bot lane, Southeast Asia, up 1,000 gold.
Yeah, what are these NA clowns doing? The objectives there for Southeast Asia. They are able to focus that down. First turret gold is a huge bonus, and they're able to capitalize as well. So they got first blood bonus plus first turret bonus. It's pretty here.
Oh, the flash ult coming across. Ziva goes for the Q as well. Plenty of damage to be had here. A nice knockback for Bjergsen. The flash to chase in, though. Do they have the damage? It's close. The explosive charge should not be enough. 100 HP left. Bjergsen gets out, putting 2 summoners on an ultimate.
All right, let's see what they're able to do with the recover here from North America. As Sneaky's pushing out the bomb side, Mike Young will shift up through his jungle. No, he is tracking the entire time, and Southeast Asia get to reset after the large amount of gold they were able to accrue.
They can keep this one going then. Of course, one thing I want to point out with the runes is there's about twice as many zombie warriors as the previous game. In EU versus Turkey, it was just the junglers, but both Hanser and Kra, I believe, are running zombie ward themselves, so a lot more vision will be in this game.
Yeah, it's such a snowballing mastery, and I really love if you have that. Also picking up the extra wards here from the trackers. Both junglers have done that.
Oh, headbutt pulverized. The knock-in for Mike Young and Levi dead again. This duo just jumping on him.
NA strikes back here. Mike Young finds him in the jungle. Now he's a level 6 And they're looking to continue with the action. Tristano is the next target, but he dings level 6, and that's another defensive tool.
2v1 on the support now as well. Look at the HP bar just gone. He's dead. Mike Young in a killing spree, and it is Warrior. Double longsword. He's got tons of damage.
Sneaky with just the tip of the
man.
W there.
Oh,
Land
no.
on that one. Here comes the Rek'Sai.
All right, she's fine.
Not going to get him low enough for the ultimate. Execution damage really does take effect. But again, this is going to be about another bit of objective here. A lot of damage on the turret. Able to zone him off. And as you said, when Vision starts to take over, it's going to be really explosive with all the zombie wars. So a bunch of them have been laid down in this blue quadrant. They'll pop back up. Mike is going to start up the next objective here, mounting Drake for North America, as Sneaky is going to try and finish off that bottom turret. Never mind.
Slow going.
Jin, a little bit slow there.
Not the best turret killer. The Mountain Drake, also slow, but would, I guess, hasten Sneaky's shoving power. Smite comes through. It's actually been interesting watching the North American All-Star squad throughout this event so far, because every game's looked quite a bit different. In first game, it was the TSN members playing together, Hanser, Mike Young, and Bjergsen. Game 2 was actually a lot about Sneaky and Aframu, at least in the early game. And then this one is actually just Mike Young and Aframu just like doing everything together and smashing all over the game.
Yeah, I mean, we also talked about how Mike would definitely benefit a lot from some direction here. And then the first kill really looked like, you know, Aframu. Well, never mind. Let's take a look at this because side ult for fun to watch.
Oh, Hanser's taking some damage here, and he's not going to go for the Q just yet. Gets knocked out of it, but surely forces him off of XP and gold for a while, as that top lane turret will eventually fall to demolish that, I believe, Cry is running.
Yep, going to be able to take this one, no problem. So they're able to continue with their one turret lead here. However, if you check the scoreboard, my friend, even with the extra turret lead for Southeast Asia, extra gold here coming through for North America with a lot of extra minions, you know, from Bjergsen, from Sneaky, and even another source coming up here as they chase him out. Looks like nobody should be caught though.
Yeah, potential 3v2, but with the good wards coming already from Cry, they're just fine, so no kick to be had from the roaming duo of Mike Young and Aframu. Hanser's getting minion waves cleared away. Down CS, down his turret, but has at least a kill for himself. We'll see if anything comes out of NAJ's a bit later on. Patrick easily clears the minions away and looks for his next objective.
And the next objective probably should just be, you know, a bit of caution here, as everybody else on the team has recalled. We talked so many times about multiple points of pressure. You really do want to sync up when they're going for offensive moves, right? If 4 members of your team are buying and you just pushed up your lane, best to actually also look to go, you know, purchase or even place defensive vision or something. So he's not going to overextend there, and they do just regroup. A little bit of a different lane allocation here. Patrick, with the spellbook that he talked about, is going with the heal and flash currently. Has to go back to base if he does want to change those.
Wait to be seen. Did start with TP, yeah, and he's got 1 extra mark now as a result of it being 8 minutes into the game. So far, no changes. Has his stopwatch ready in case there's shenanigans from his opponents. Waiting otherwise for the next moves here. Jisoo staying in his bot jungle. Hanser staying under turret for a lot of this game. He's been very much pushed back so far. At some point, we'll be able to group and go for some siege, some poke, but that time is not now. Bjergsen keeps the mid lane under control, and Sneaky remains on the top side of the map instead. So not completely typical lane assignments. Oftentimes you see the dual lane, the marksman and co run to mid, but Bjergsen holding mid for now.
Yeah, and it is, you've talked about the timings. The times are a little bit weird with a support Shen because, you know, we're almost 12 minutes into the game. That's when the level 6 start to near, but he still hasn't gotten it quite yet. Here comes Levi, though, to try and help out Jisoo.
And he wants to dive this one. Hanser a bit alone now, kicked back. The Qs are all going to land a flash to buy some time.
Oh!
One more kick will do him in the flash to follow, but it is a trade kill. Hanser did the best he could in a 1v2. And the headbelt pulverized into the top side. The knockups are there. Quick pop of the hourglass, and Patrick going to survive for a little bit longer. He'll get to through this wave, but now Sneaky to take some shots. Lands one, does not land many of the rest. The chase now in for Mike Young. Patrick stays alive for longer. No mana for a pulverize, and Afro dives under the turret going too aggressively.
Yeah, he still had the heal there for Patrick, and he's able to heal right back up. So North America foiled in their tower dive on the opposite side. Bjergsen wants to clean up, though.
It's a bit of damage, 200 HP, and Patrick has no way out, but the teleport coming in for Jisoo to keep the team alive, and looks like he will be enough to stop the pressure. No idea for him.
That supports Shen, as I said, level 6 coming on live, 12-something minutes into the game, catch you off guard, and that is enough to turn it around. Usually whenever you make this play on the bottom side, you know, they commit their top laner and their jungler, you would think the obvious counter for North America would be make a play on the opposite side of the map. So here's the initial play. Southeast Asia, yeah, they've got 2 guys down bottom here, and they want to answer, but Shen turns everything around. Here we go, though. This is another look. Levi, you always want to start out with your kick in scenarios like this for Lee Sin so that you can guarantee landing your Q afterwards. But even so, they didn't have enough damage, so he had to flash back in, and the kill was given back over to Hanser. Meanwhile, part number 2, Freak. Yeah, this is the tower dive.
Yeah, and after it actually pulverized a bit early, the mouse pass was still on, and then the re-engage, you think they have the damage up with the heal used right as Afro headbutts in, and I'm not sure if he thought it was enough before pulverize, if he thought he had pulverize still available, but doesn't land the second part of the spell, and it was just a too aggressive dive for North America that forgot to get for Afro.
Looking for Hanser. We talked about trying to all push at the same time. Hanser's the lone extended member of TSM. But it looks like he just wants to go forward. He's going to give him a little bit of a run around.
Buy as much time as he can, kill the minions off. And now, can they even catch up at this one as Kraz here? Answer is likely yes. Levi and Crockett makes one after the taunt. Oh, nice juke backwards to not be taunted. Gets the move speed. The jump forward by a bit more time. Now Dante's also here, and there is no way out for Hanser. Goodbye. He falls down. Levi getting his second kill of the game.
Levi getting some more cash there for the Lee Sin. Could build some more damage. He can also build into a cleaver if he so pleases. A lot of times, though, we'll see fairly defensive builds.
And Mike Young can't be going cleaver second because it doesn't build out of 2 longswords. So it's a lethality or a team out of some kind. Either way, it's going to be pretty fun.
All right, looks like we're going to have the Rift Out going over to NA unless there's some crazy steal. Southeast Asia, though, taking out the turrets.
He's going to grab the eye for himself. He's not going to leave eye around. That would be silly. That's what the other jungler would do, and that was terrible. Yerk's going to push in the mid lane, looking for the Rift Herald to push that one in. This actually be a decent time. No one's defending.
This is an Infernal Drake, though. Remember, the Scion Teleport was already used on that bottom side to get over there. So Southeast Asia need to call Jisoo down. He can use the Scion ultimate through the river and kind of announce his arrival that way.
Yeah.
So North America are going to have to cover their rear here. They're trying to cut off some of these entry points.
Squad plays for ward control. North America leaving the ward for someone else to hit, I guess. He wants to give away the gold, I think. Midman again under priority. This time Mike Young will summon it up and require respect of Jisoo or someone else. His turret very healthy, though, will not die to the charge.
And this is actually with 2 members, both carries of Southeast Asia in base, so they should be able to push for this turret. They want to get it before those carries return to the field, but it looks like Dante's already here, so they're going to be able to put some more pressure down.
Don't give him a lot of respect. They still knocking down to the time.
Oh.
Here comes the attempted charge forward. He's not going to land that one yet. Sneaky force a flash away as the front lines have re-engaged. The suppression of Mike Young. They will knock him down. A shutdown in for Levi himself. And Jisoo still holding the front line pretty well. Afro no more. Oh, headbutt's not going to matter. 2 kills picked up. Both the SEA jungler.
Yep, the squishier Rek'Sai now really prime target for Malzahar ultimate. Good job there by Patrick. Able to take down Mike Young. He got to do nothing in that fight at all, and now Southeast Asia grouping up around the Infernal Drake.
Oh, Bjergsen wants some damage. He's going to land the top. Now the chase through. Croc himself a kill on a Bjergsen, and the rest of the team going to stay alive, and the Infernal Drake picked up as well, so 3 unanswered kills plus the Drake, and a Hanser forced to run. Patrick in for this one. SpongeBob, who? This is Patrick. Gets himself into the kill. Dantes gets the credit.
Oh, I can see him writing the Reddit thread already. Southeast Asia feeling good about this. They get Infernal, and the gold lead extends for them. Now they can reset before getting back out onto the field with more of those wards.
And the 4,000 gold lead Southeast Asia looking for their first win of All-Stars. And I think so much the community thought that, okay, the initial vote was, a ton of players from GAM, but a lot of them couldn't make it, and now you're seeing them play so well with fights like this.
All right, here's the initiation support. Shen on the back of the top lane Scion here to get into the middle, but really it's all about the first kill and focus fire onto Mike Young. Squishy Rek'Sai does go down, and at that point, is Aphromoo left in there alone, and there's no way out for him. So, 3 members trying to come to contest here for North America. Malzahar Voidlings get a lot of damage down, and the flash from Kra is enough to kill Bjergsen.
Chase through is very, very nice. And Patrick, knowing he had the damage for flashing, he could do enough damage. A couple shots through, Dante's also flashing in for it, but those 2 flashes get the extra kill. Kind of worth it here, and a very solid game now out of the Southeast Asia All-Stars. Jisoo pretty much unkillable. Haunter can try and can't even break the shield with an Empowered Shock Blast.
Yeah, Mike Young comes in a little bit to add some support here, some vision through the jungle so that Haunter doesn't get collapsed on again. This has been a big problem for them. When he's pushing out on the side lane, picked off a little bit, and Southeast Asia are getting an objective. Wow, they pick him off again.
Oh, the kick actually betrays the Empowered Cube. It doesn't matter. Haunter flashes to his own death. He wanted to get near Mike Young. Doesn't matter, though, with the top lane tier 2 likely to fall. Jisoo. Sorry, what? Kra and Dante is actually the great 2-on-2 making that one happen. Now Headbutt Boulevard's looking for Patrick here. Puts the pressure on, but it doesn't matter. Nice job. The cowbell smacks some stuns and stops the ulti, and a kill comes through to Bjergsen. 6 to 9 now in kills, still withstanding a 5,000 deficit. North America needs to do a lot to get back in this game.
Yeah, because Southeast Asia, while the kills are traded 1 for 1, they continue to stack up turrets. 2 turret lead now for themselves. They have so much room to work with, and the pressure still continues on bottom side.
Smack knocks down some more minions. Bjergsen on his way down. Levi showing up, though, does not have his ultimate, though. Jisoo flashing away.
Teleported in, it looks like.
All right, this could be the fight North America needs. 4 versus 2. Good damage onto Sion. Kicks him around, and Haunter gets himself his 3rd kill of the game. Adding up to more of that lethality.
That is a kill for North America. However, they're not going to be able to get much in the way of objectives because all the minion waves are pushing against them at this moment. So it's just going to be a little bit of a reset here. Dante is pushing on the mid lane, but Sneaky's there to take the minions.
Levi takes away some of the monsters, and down to 4,500. North America clawing their way back in. It's about Southeast Asia, though, and what they can do to close this game out. They've got plenty of ward coverage. Green Smite on Lee Sin, upgraded Sight Stone on Prob. Both of them with zombie wards mean that's going to be vision that lasts for a while. And let's see if they can set up this Baron spawning in 40 seconds. That's normally the next objective, but it spawns at the same time as Ocean Drake. So maybe some split focus.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of work now to clear out so many wards. You talked about how many people in this game took zombie. That means that there's a lot more dirty work to be done. If you want to attempt Baron, then you're going to have to go through all of the checks basically here. Check every single one of these brush before you know you actually have the ability to try and bait around that area. Currently, it's still a bunch of control wards littered everywhere. And North America trying to be the ones to start up the control of this Baron area, but Southeast Asia, they're still around, and they still have a very sizable 4,000 gold lead here they're working with.
North America still have a pretty big Bjergsen Azir right now, about a 72 CS, and he's got a lot of his primary damage items online. Forces the teleport out of Jisoo for the top side. Honker's TP then will be faster and more readily available. If they can wait 3 minutes, they'll have that TP advantage.
It's a good point you bring up there with the double penetration completed here for Bjergsen, and already having the attack speed from his Nashor's Tooth. He's definitely set up to have at least a bit of the scaling you're talking about when you think of Azir for the mid game.
Levi bringing in Shen for the taunt, but Bjergsen's around the mix as well. Big damage coming out, though, and there's nothing to be done. The kill comes through 5v4. The Azir turret might not be enough, but maybe the Headbutt Pulverize is, as that should be a dead support, a trade kill, but a 2-for-1 still advantage Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I was watching that, and I was like, oh, is Bjergsen going to use the Azir ultimate to protect Haunter there? And he uses it to secure a kill trade and sacrifice Haunter for Kra instead of actually going for the protect. Not sure, which one, if he actually would have been able to protect him anyways, but they do secure a trade, and it is 1-for-1 now.
The pick on Mike Young, I think Patrick got him with an ultimate in the jungle, so that's a
2-for-1
respawning
actually.
Yeah, Mike Young was kind of off screen on that one, but I saw the death timer, so still a great pick by the rest of Southeast Asia, and that means they do have Baron control for themselves, and you can see the ward coverage right now over that Baron pit is very, very little for North America.
Let's take another look at it then. All right, so this is the beginning. Saw this one with Haunter on the top side. Levi goes in. He's going to have the Shen on top of him. His Lee Sin goes for the ward hop to keep distance. Then they get the Shen ultimate. Bjergsen raises the tower, so you can see his first thought is like, all right, we're baiting them in here. We're going to be able to get some kills. Maybe they were looking for 2 kills in exchange for 1 there, but raises the turret, ults him back into it, and they do find 1. Meanwhile, Southeast Asia and Kra, they're feeling quite good about the state of this game, holding onto their lead here. As you said, they're slightly winning the Vision Wars as it's pretty much littered for both sides, but they're moving up and across the river.
Let's see what comes next for this one. Sneaky snipes out a little zombie ward himself, but enough to place right underneath it. Ocean Drake has spawned 2 minutes ago and now be picked up by the SCA squad. Not going to be a problem at all. Ocean, I think, I really like, even in late game scenarios, the extra regen it gives you allows you to do more after a fight. If you get low, you're not anymore.
Especially in the current meta with so much poke being really prioritized. Ocean Drake, very popular.
Yeah.
Sneaky's Jin's going to be throwing out a little bit of that. Currently, though, Southeast Asia, they've been able to split push a little bit. Top lane is pushing, and they've been able to regroup around that Baron area.
And again, even though North America have to do a little something, Southeast Asia right back there to get those wards gone. Get their own zombies in case they need them, and more wards disappearing around this side of the map.
All-star event. We're looking for all-star plays. Freak, who's it going to be here in the mid-game? This is where everything turns around. Exactly. The players they're looking to immediately would probably be Levi on the side of Southeast Asia, and maybe Bjergsen or Aframu on the side of North America, some of the veterans there. Let's see, Baron has started up, and nobody from NA around.
It's Baron against Sneaky. There's always the chance, but it seems incredibly slim. The rest of the squad coming around. Sneaky W's down. They couldn't possibly steal it anymore. Mike Young waits to go in. The kickback for Levi secures it, and the knockup is there. Jisoo gonna make sure that Bjergsen does not survive another day. 12 to 8 in kills. The jump forward after we're gonna fall as well. A double kill for the AD carry.
Levi answers the call for the big play here. Knocks out the enemy jungler, secures the Baron, and they're able to win the fight on the back of it.
And slowing the knockup, Jisoo maybe he gets himself a little bit more. He's going to just sit under the turret 1v2, brings in this Shen as Patrick finds himself a kill. And oh gosh, Sneaky soloed out. Another one under the turret as Haunter goes down. Southeast Asia just shellacking North America.
Southeast Asia coming up huge here. This Baron-empowered push might be enough to end the entire game. Freak.
It really might be enough. 10 seconds on Bjergsen. Otherwise, Mike Young is alone after. Doesn't have the damage to do much of anything. Middle inhibitor gone at 24 minutes, and here comes what could be the death knell. Bjergsen alive, 3 versus 5 to defend. Demolish could knock him in the first turret pretty quickly. 1 is gone. Looking for number 2. Headbutt pull for the back line. Mike Young joining as well, but they don't have the damage. A nice big triple stun comes in. The knockback that'll buy a few more seconds. Bjergsen. He's going to lose Mike Young, but he will keep the base alive. Southeast Asia able to grab a little something to kick back. Levi is a monster and dominating at the same time.
Oh my goodness, they all walk away as well, leaving the North American base in ruins. Remember, this Southeast Asia squad are 4 members that had to fill in at the last second and a different coach who had to fill in for them. It's just Levi who is the original here and the name that everyone's going to attach to. Plus, he's coming up with the big plays for his team.
7, 3, and 5 on the Lee Sin. He grabbed it early. The gauntlet was thrown, and it's certainly pretty spiky here. Maybe he's got some Infinity Stones then. I don't know, man, but it's doing well for him.
All right, we'll take another look as they try and defend this space. Bjergsen goes in with the Azir. Aframu engages immediately, but they aren't able to combo. Look at that CC. Then he sweeps them off, so they're able to get him off of the turret here, but they all walk away with low health, and Levi sees the opportunity.
For the swag, he went for the kick backwards, but had the damage anyway because of Electrocute. Still really awesome stuff. Beautiful out of Levi, and now into the bot lane. Southeast Asia looking to knock down bot tier 2. The 10,000 gold lead is going to make it pretty likely to happen.
I mean, if people weren't won over already from MSI and from Worlds with the showings that we've seen from Southeast Asia, from Vietnam, from the Gigabyte Marines, all these guys, then they're definitely going to be a little bit behind the times because these guys are huge right now, looking to take another victory for themselves as they continue the pressure.
You know, I saw the internet complain that North America got the easy group. I don't know what you're talking about. NA stuck in here with these guys. And it might end their group stage 1 and 2. And Southeast Asia then looks for a bit of something. North America's best hope would then be Brazil winning, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but Southeast Asia looks for the play. A nice Comet shot. Dante's getting a bit low. Hunter missing the empowered on the shot class, though. It doesn't get any damage out of that Q, and North America going to keep trying to buy some time, hoping to keep skilling with maybe the Azir in the mid lane, but he's just so much smaller. There's a full item lead for Patrick in the mid lane. You've got the 80% crit done for Dantes. I mean, this is not a poke metagame strategy composition at all, and Southeast Asia running over it with big tanks and hard engage.
Closing in here on the siege. Malzahar, Voidlings take up a turret shot, and they're defending. Here we go.
The kickback with the knockup. Sneaky's gone for 1 already. 5v4, and Levi gonna pop his Guardian Angel after low on health, but the shields keep him alive a bit longer. Not long enough as Dentis gets the kill, but a trade back in as Levi will lose his life through the GA. 2 for 1 still advantage SEA, but can they keep fighting with his low health? Tristana, the Q lands. Mike Young could go for the ult, but he knows Shen. He's a Shen ult. Did Shen ult Shen? No, he did not. Can't get the kill through that ulti, so he won't go for it just yet. The siege shooting a little bit longer. TP back in, and Jisoo just runs back away. So he TP's in for the swag.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter just survived and came out with those home guards. That's why they had to retreat immediately, and Patrick had to use his flash. But as we've been saying, you know, this is the spell book here for Malzahar. Lower cooldown for it. He is able to survive. North America barely holding on here, but look at that Baron power play. Huge leads for Southeast Asia across the board. All right, take another look at how it started out. Levi knows that he has a Guardian Angel, so he's happy to tank up the turret and start off the play. Exchanging his GA for one of the carries of North America. They take down Sneaky at the very beginning, which allows them, you know, to pull this off. But even with the GA, Grixon takes him down right after he got back up.
Yeah. Still, 10-kill lead, Southeast Asia. Their lead 10,000 up in this one. Ocean spawning in 20 seconds. Baron just a bit over 2 minutes till it's back up on this one as well. Look at the 1v1. Look at the play. Haunter going to run right back out. He is out of mana. Can't fight any longer. But he pulls a Shen ulti out. That's a pretty big deal. That's a long cooldown for support Shen.
Yeah, decently good escape there right there for him. Punching him back out. Meanwhile, it is going to be probably another Ocean Drake just grabbed up here by Southeast Asia. North America would not want to risk anything for that sort of a Drake this late into the game. And it's all about, can they pull off the defensive play here? Defend the Alamo. They've got only 2 inhibitor turrets left. Southeast Asia have the entire map to work with. And Baron, 1 minute and 50 seconds left before spawn.
All right. That's going to be the big timer then. North America have that countdown. 138 and going. Oh, the knock-up on a 2. They catch up Poncer. The stun is there. Q's going to land, and Dante's getting himself the kill on this one. And now the ulti back across turns him just to mush as Rek'Sai is gone. 2 for 0. An easy pickup there. Southeast Asia now ready to siege 5 versus 3.
Poncer goes for the minions right there and gets tagged immediately. Jisoo's going to ultimate afterwards. Can they do it though? Bjergsen puts up the wall.
Looking for the snipe, looking for the shots on a Levi as well. Good damage, but kicks him right back in though. The turret's got aggro, but Levi's staying alive. Try making it happen as another 2 come in. And it's Afro and Sneaky left alone. Make it only Sneaky now. 1 versus 5. There's no chance to hold on to this one under 30 minutes. On to the final Nexus turret, and the Southeast Asian All-Stars improved to 1-1, and they've got a battle with Brazil and a shot at destiny in the next game.
Dantes finishes 7-0-8 on the Tristana. Huge carry for the team. Levi creating plays left and right.